After months of isolation and several days of trying to befriend our neighborhood squirrels, because currently this is now the only live entertainment we have. The realization that we all have new rules to follow and that 2020 will be forever the year that changed how we all live together on this planet. Going out into the world was a little scarier now. Even basic domestic survival was almost like living out a fictional movie of a world imploding in itself. It was also a rude awakening with how or if we would be able to travel again, and if so, when, and what would that look like? Yes, we were like many, planning the big trip and now not only canceling those reservations, we were canceling life too. Spring became summer, and our restrictions became a little more lax. Although traveling outside of the US was still not an option. Traveling domestically, however, was open for travel, and we didn't hesitate to venture within and visit Fort Lauderdale, Florida. It's a beach vacation, and we are staying at the Fort Lauderdale Marriott Harbor Beach Resort and Spa. Face coverings were required in all indoor public areas, and it was obvious that they made health and safety their top priority. We got a small king suite with 2 balconies, one of them being a corner balcony with a beautiful view. Lunch at the Sea Level Restaurant and Ocean Bar offered the perfect spot to grab a quick bite before heading into town. We wanted to do a little window shopping, so we headed towards the Riverwalk Arts and Entertainment District. It's still very quiet with not many tourists buzzing around. We didn't mind having this place to ourselves and enjoyed a little shopping. We found this super cute dress shop that had everything. I needed a few bathing suits, so shopping we went. If you find yourself in this area, you really need to visit White Mykonos. I literally could buy everything in this shop, and what really made our experience special was the sweetest clerk who helped us. Of course, I didn't leave empty-handed. Some of these shops had quite the collection, satisfying anyone's eccentric style. Speaking of eccentric style, it's time to find a hip Fort Lauderdale restaurant. This place had a pretty cool atmosphere and was cozy. The calamari tasted extremely fresh and was very light, not heavy on grease or batter. Our waiter went up and beyond the call of service and even took a special request, which was off the dinner menu. The chef was so kind to make it without a problem. Alfredo's special request was prosciutto and avocado toast with a sunny side up egg, garnished with sauce and herbs. I had the Tavern wedge with bacon, red onions, tomatoes, blue cheese dressing, and I added some grilled shrimp. I have to say, this was the best wedge I have eaten to date. The presentation was beautiful, our service was on point, and the cuisine was delicious. If you're looking for an eclectic and fun restaurant, do yourself a favor and treat yourself to something different on the Strip at Big City Tavern. It's the next day, and Alfredo got up early this morning to reserve chairs and a spot for us to lounge around on today. This is what we will be staring at all day. Now it feels like we've traveled somewhere and are on vacation.
So, Carrie and I like to travel extensively, as everybody knows, and we really didn't know where to go this year due to the C-19 scandal. So, we decided to travel within the United States, and we chose to come to Fort Lauderdale. And when I tell you, this place is not only beautiful, but it's got a taste of almost Cuban flavor, with restaurants, waiters, good food. You should give it a shot.
Based on high reviews, tonight we try coconuts.
Eating clams in Fort Lauderdale with linguine. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I have a bottle of wine. My boo-boo is satisfied with his coconut.
The reason for this score was we felt that the service could use improvement. Unfortunately, we never got our appetizer and was not impressed with the coconut shrimp, a little too dry for our taste. However, the clams were outstanding. Another lazy beach day continued. This little guy wasn't shy and was very intent in finding something, I'm sure, left or dropped from a lunchbox. I know what you're thinking. Another beach day and then a dinner review. Well, isn't that what vacations are really about? And let's be honest, this is all we really wanted to do. With water temperatures around 87 degrees, it's a comfortable wade for wave jumping and swimming. It is on our quiet stroll that continues to remind us of our surreal reality and is eerily odd to see the emptiness that what should be crowded and loud on the streets of Fort Lauderdale. After passing on a few eateries, the neon lights and pumping music of Cafe Ibiza caught our curiosity and we were lured in. We tried our luck again and ordered Ibiza's version of coconut shrimp. And this time, we definitely had a better experience. When Alfredo is low on words, it's a sure sign that he's enjoying it. Our entrees this evening is chicken Ibiza and lobster ravioli. We gave it a 4 out of 5 stars because the techno music was a little too loud and our bill had a service charge and a COVID-19 charge added to the total. Overall, this was a good restaurant and had decent prices. Before going back to our favorite place on the beach, I wanted to check out the pool. If we weren't such serious beach bums, we might have actually enjoyed this little oasis. But we are very loyal to our guilty pleasure of sand and sea. We're all dressed up and ready to give Cuban cuisine a try. As soon as we walked up to the doors of Padrino's, they greeted us right away with a smile, saw we had a reservation, and sat us in a comfy private corner. Our waiter was super helpful by offering suggestions and guiding us through the menu. We really liked this one.
We're in Fort Lauderdale. It's a Friday evening. And we're eating Cuban this evening. This is an appetizer. I have to go back and figure out what it was. It had a very beautiful Cuban name for it.
Come to Fort Lauderdale, something you must try is churrasco with chimichurri at a Cuban restaurant, Padrino's. This is incredible.
This is the first time I've been eating Cuban. We travel the world, and I've eaten a lot of strange things, and I've adored them. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give this a hardcore 6. I wasn't going to give it to a 7, but maybe a 6, because this is something I would not wake up and want to order again. But it was a great experience.
Alfredo really liked his choice. Me, on the other hand, I wasn't too sure about my selection. I won't dock our rating due to my personal decision. I think if I had picked something else, I would have liked it better.
Tres leches. Oh.
Feed me one. That's really good.
So we gave Padrino's a 5 out of 5 stars. The ambiance was romantic, the service was perfect, and the food was mostly amazing. Our last day here in Fort Lauderdale. understand this wasn't our normal galloping around the world kind of trip, exploring exotic places and hopping from one place to the next for an extended time. However, it was a trip. What could seem boring to others, to us, under the circumstances, it was a well-deserved, relaxing one at that. Lazy beach days, eating, drinking, and the occasional boutique visit during this compromised situation of 2020 was literally the only things allowed and open to do. Museums, amusement parks, and many attractions were closed because of the COVID restrictions during 2020. Fort Lauderdale was a sight for sore eyes, and we enjoyed our time here. I can only imagine how much more fun this place can be without a pandemic. Our last review would be for the Marriott. They upgraded our room with our added balcony, and the beach staff was A1 perfect, who engaged with us daily. We will be recommending this hotel to others with a 5 out of 5 star rating. We are optimistic that the world will recover and reopen soon. We are still planning that big trip and excited to share those travels soon.
On behalf of Traveling Fearless and the entire crew, I'd like to thank you for joining us on this trip, and we're looking forward to seeing you on board again in the near future. Have a nice day.